A standard home inspection takes 2 to 3 hours and costs $300 to $500, but most buyers never read the full report, and the items they skip are the ones that cost them the most. Inspectors are required to document what they find. They are not required to tell you which findings will destroy your finances in the second year. These 10 items appear in inspection reports every day and are ignored by buyers until the bill arrives. In 10th place, improper grading and drainage around the foundation sets the stage for long-term structural headaches. When the soil slopes toward the house, every rainfall pushes water directly against the footings, increasing pressure that seeps through cracks and weakens the base. Early signs like white efflorescence on basement walls or stair-step cracks in mortar often get dismissed in inspection reports as minor, but these are the first warnings of a slow-motion disaster. Left unaddressed, the damage accumulates over 3 to 7 years, leading to foundation settlement, misaligned doors, and repair bills that can soar past $20,000. Fixing the problem before closing is far more affordable. Regrading and installing a French drain typically runs $3,000 to $10,000. The critical move for buyers is to demand a yes or no answer. Does water move away from all sides of the foundation after rain? If not, negotiate a seller credit or require a written regrading plan before the deal closes. Fix it while you still have leverage. Number 9, attic ventilation and insulation deficiencies often slip by as minor notes in inspection reports, but the consequences can be severe. When insulation falls below an R value of 30 in moderate climates or an R value of 38 in colder regions, heating and cooling bills can climb by 20 to 40% each year. Poor airflow traps moisture under the roofline, and that sets the stage for hidden mold, which may require $3,000 to $8,000 in remediation, costs that are rarely covered by insurance. Mold is not the only risk. Attics that are under insulated force HVAC systems to work harder, which accelerates wear and drives up utility costs. The critical question for buyers is this: what is the current R value, and does the attic meet code for both insulation and venting? If the answer is no, demand a written estimate for bringing the attic up to standard and negotiate a seller credit before closing. 8th place, aging HVAC systems with missing service history are a financial time bomb waiting to go off. Most furnaces and air conditioners reach their end between 15 and 18 years, with failure rates spiking sharply after that mark. Replacement is not pocket change. Homeowners face $8,000 to $15,000 for a new system, depending on size and efficiency. Without maintenance records, there is no way to verify if coils were cleaned or refrigerant was checked, which means hidden wear can cut years off the unit's life. Inspectors will note the serial number, but buyers should demand the full service log or insist on a licensed contractor's evaluation. If records are missing or the system is near its expected lifespan, negotiate a seller credit or an escrow holdback before closing. Once the deal's done, any breakdown lands squarely on the new owner's shoulders. Number 7, pest damage and undetected termite activity can quietly hollow out a home structure long before a buyer notices. Standard home inspections rarely include a licensed wood-destroying insect report called a WDI report. That extra inspection typically costs $75 to $150, and it is the only way to confirm whether termites, carpenter ants, or powder post beetles are actively eating away at framing, sill plates, or floor joists. Hidden infestations can lead to repair bills ranging from $3,000 for minor localized treatment to $30,000 or more when structural members need replacement. Rodent activity brings its own set of costs, with contaminated insulation removal and replacement often running $4,000 to $12,000. Unaddressed pest issues not only threaten resale and insurance eligibility, they can also derail financing if a lender requires a clear WDI report. The critical move for buyers is to demand a recent state-licensed pest inspection and to negotiate a repair credit or seller treatment before closing. Never accept the phrase "no visible evidence" as a final answer. Insist on documentation. Number 6. Water heaters older than 8 years are ticking time bombs for hidden floods and surprise expenses. Standard tank models usually last 8 to 12 years, but once they cross that threshold, the risk of a sudden leak rises sharply, often without warning. Inspectors record the serial number, but it's up to buyers to decode the tag and demand proof of age. Early signs like rust at the base or cloudy hot water point to a node rod failure and internal corrosion. Replacement costs run from $900 to $1,500 for a standard tank, and $2,500 to $4,500 for tankless models. A typical seller credit for an overage unit is $1,200. The smart move is to require the seller to replace any tank older than 8 years or negotiate a credit before closing. A quick serial number check at inspection can save thousands in cleanup and emergency plumbing calls down the line. Number 5, hazardous electrical panels, specifically Federal Pacific Stab, Lock, and Zinsco, pose a risk that goes far beyond outdated wiring. These panels are notorious for circuit breakers that fail to trip during overloads, turning a minor fault into a potential house fire. Insurance companies have taken notice. Many will refuse coverage outright or add an annual surcharge of $500 to $1,500 until the panel is replaced. Inspectors often note the brand in their report, but rarely spell out the financial or legal consequences. Replacement costs for a modern, code-compliant panel run between $2,500 and $4,500, and the work must be performed by a licensed electrician to satisfy most insurers. Buyers should demand a clear photo of the panel nameplate and a written statement from the seller. Is the main service panel Federal Pacific or Zinsco? If it is, negotiate a replacement or repair credit before closing. Once the deal's done, the risk and the bill become yours. Number 4. Crawl space moisture and deterioration often lurk beneath the surface, quietly rotting joists and subfloor until a sagging floor or musty odor finally tips off the problem. Standing water or high humidity under the house accelerates wood decay and invites mold that can spread into living areas. Inspectors may note elevated moisture or visible fungal growth, but rarely quantify the true scope or cost. Encapsulation of the crawl space, sealing it with a heavy-duty vapor barrier, installing perimeter drainage, and adding a dehumidifier typically costs between $5,000 and $15,000. Delaying these repairs only drives up expenses, especially if joists need sistering or full replacement. Buyers should demand a specialist crawl evaluation and a written estimate for encapsulation before closing. Negotiation leverage is strongest at this stage. A seller credit or completed encapsulation can prevent years of hidden damage and recurring moisture headaches. Number 3, roof life and hidden failures often escape notice until water stains appear on ceilings or walls. The real threat is not just worn shingles, but the flashing and underlayment, critical layers that can fail silently and allow leaks to form where they are least visible. Replacing a roof is not a minor fix. Costs typically range from $10,000 to $20,000, and installation can stretch from 3 to 10 days, depending on weather and complexity. A focused inspection by a licensed roofing contractor, which runs from $150 to $300, is the only way to confirm if flashing is intact, if the underlayment is sound, and whether any warranty is still active or transferable. Buyers should demand answers to 3 questions. Has the roof ever leaked? Was any insurance claim filed? Is the warranty in writing and transferable? A quick shingle lift or flashing probe can reveal hidden rot or prior patchwork. Without these checks, one overnight storm can turn a minor oversight into a 5-figure emergency. Number 2, sewer line failure and root intrusion represent the single largest financial risk lurking beneath most homes. Standard inspections only check visible plumbing. They do not include a camera scope of the main sewer lateral. Yet a 45-minute sewer camera inspection, costing just $150 to $300, can reveal root blockages, cracks, or collapsed sections that would otherwise go unnoticed until a catastrophic backup. Homes built before 1980 with clay or cast iron pipes face failure rates 30 to 40% higher than newer PVC systems, and a full replacement can range from $4,000 for a short segment to $25,000 for a deep or street-side repair. Tree roots infiltrate joints, causing slow drains at first, then sudden backups that flood basements and destroy finished spaces. Repair options vary. Spot repairs, pipe bursting, or complete replacement are possible, but all are exponentially more expensive after closing. The only way to avoid this nightmare is to make a sewer camera scope a mandatory escrow contingency. If roots or breaks are found, negotiate a seller credit or require completion before the deal closes. A $150 test now can prevent a $25,000 disaster later. And finally, in first place, carbon monoxide and combustion safety issues eclipse every other home defect for one simple reason: the risk is not just financial, but fatal. Standard inspections check for the presence of carbon monoxide detectors, but they almost never include a certified combustion safety test on gas furnaces, water heaters, or fireplaces. That oversight leaves buyers exposed to the leading cause of accidental poisoning deaths in American homes. According to the National Fire Protection Association, carbon monoxide kills around 400 people and sends over 100,000 to the emergency room every year. The invisible danger enters through three main routes: cracked furnace heat exchangers, backdrafting water heaters, and blocked or disconnected vent pipes, none of which can be reliably detected without a calibrated analyzer. A proper test measures flue draft, oxygen, and carbon monoxide levels in real time, flagging any reading above 35 parts per million as a breach of safety standards. The NATE certified procedure takes less than an hour and typically costs $150 to $300, but it is the only way to guarantee that combustion gases are not leaking into living spaces. Before closing, buyers must demand a written combustion analysis for every fuel-burning appliance. No waivers, no exceptions. If a cracked heat exchanger or venting error is found, require immediate repair or replacement, or walk away. This is not a negotiable line item. It is the difference between safe occupancy and a silent, potentially deadly hazard that no insurance policy can undo. Across all 10 hidden hazards, one pattern is clear. The most costly and dangerous problems, like sewer line collapse or carbon monoxide exposure, are buried in inspection details. Inspectors note them, but only buyers can act before closing. Miss these now, and you inherit the full financial and safety risk.